Now, last week the shares of Thungela Resources closed trading around 170 rands per stock. Now, you remember that this share price is almost or close to its 52-week high of around 180 rands per share. Now, you remember that recently Thungela Resources gave us their 2021 annual results, which were so amazing, which is why, or I'm not surprised why, the share price of Thungela Resources is trading this high. But let me tell you something that I just read recently, which is a bit of a concern. It looks like Thungela Resources, it's under pressure to diversify from coal, or from producing coal. As you will know that the world is shifting away from coal into greener sources of energy. But before we go any further, please know that I'm not a professional financial advisor. All that I'll be discussing here with you are just my opinions, and if you seek professional financial advice, you already know what to do, and that is you need to go out there and consult the professionals. Now, if you like the content or the video that I'll be giving you with these latest developments around Thungela Resources, please do make sure that you hit that likes button and comment. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video, because this channel here, it's all about the stock market. We only talk about the stock market, so we only cover stocks on this channel. So I think probably it might be beneficial to you as we cover a lot of stocks into this channel. Now, without wasting any more time, as in the screen you notice that Thungela Resources is under, or it might be under pressure to diversify from just producing coal that generates electricity, as the coal steam is running out. Now, this is a concern, or this just simply means that when you're investing probably into Thungela, just know that their current segment, which is coal production, it is about to run out, or in the near future it will run out, which is something that I think it can be a bit of a concern, because of course when the demand for coal runs out in the future due to greener sources of energy which will be used, or which the world at large is looking at using, in fact some parts of the world are already using greener energies, it is something that we are going to, it's going to even get to here as a. Now, of course, we know that this less demand, what Thungela plans is of course to diversify and also probably take out these coal operations outside of South Africa. So they also want to produce coal not just only here in South Africa, but even outside of South Africa, which is something that is amazing, because I probably believe that it will sort of like help them in the short term to generate some good revenues, though in the long term diversification might be the only way, which is something that I think as an investor you should have that in mind, to say that Thungela, you must closely monitor and see, or we continue monitoring this coal demand as the year unfolds. Now, the FNB Wealth portfolio manager indicated that Thungela, for the next 5 years, the future is bright. They will do well in this coal business, but indicated that in the next 10 to 15 years, things might be really tough for Thungela, which is why if they don't diversify, then this company, unfortunately, it might disappear, which is something that investors would not want. So for now, yes, for then in the short term, Thungela will still continue generating some good revenues from this coal producing business, but in the longer term it might be a concern, or it's going to be a concern for Thungela if they don't diversify into other commodities, as the world is shifting away from fossil fuels, which is something that, yeah, you, like I said, you just need to monitor. But I think Thungela in the short term, guys, it is still a very good stock which will probably generate even some good revenues, and even we might see even their share price doing very well. But longer term, if they don't diversify, they might be in trouble, or this company might end up being in trouble. But the good thing is that the CEO of Thungela Resources also indicated the necessity to diversify, which is something that is truly amazing, because with diversification, it is the only thing that will make Thungela Resources to even last for many more years. And I definitely think that it will encourage investors to stay longer into this Thungela Resources company. Now, things that I would want to see in the next coming annual results, probably in the next 2 to 3 years, I would want to probably see Thungela giving us development around their future plans as to how do they plan to diversify, what are the commodities that they are going to diversify to. These are some of the things that I would want to see from their annual results, because otherwise, if they don't start a bit with these developments around diversifying, then I think it might be a serious problem to Thungela. Now, this is a company, like I said, nonetheless, that is doing very well, because if you check their 2021 annual results, you'll notice that they did very well. I mean, their profit jumped to 6.9 billion rands, which is something that is incredible, as in 2020 they had reported a loss of 362 million. Now, from a loss of 362 million to a profit of 6.9 billion rands is something that I think is really commendable. This just has to show you that this is a company which is just doing very well. I mean, their total revenue for the year was around 26.4 billion rand, and this was a 45% increase from the revenue they had reported in 2020 of around 18.3 billion rands. Now, this is something that, like I said, it is amazing, and it is showing that the services that Thungela is offering right now, they are really in demand. And one of the things, of course, you'll remember that the reason why, or part of the reason why Thungela is reporting these very good figures is, of course, of the coal prices that almost doubled from 798 per ton to almost 1,600. Now, this is something that really boosted their revenues because of the coal price increase, which almost doubled in 2021. Now, this is something that is incredible, and it is something that, like I said, in the short term, Thungela, it's a company which will do very well. Now, one of the main things that really excited so many of the Thungela investors is the fact, it was when we read that Thungela just announced a 2.5 billion rands of cash dividends, and of course investors will be getting each dividend will be around 18 rands per share, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, those, of course, that own Thungela Resources, it means that they'll be getting a dividend of around 18 rands per share, which is something that is truly amazing. But I think, of course, that before tax, meaning that after tax it might be a bit lower, but this still is a very good dividend, which is something that is truly amazing. And so many of the Thungela Resources investors are really excited about this. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I think that, as I've said, Thungela Resources is a very good short-term company, as its services and products will be in demand for the short term. But in the long term, I think from Thungela, as I've said, I would really want to see their plans as to which commodities will they be branching to, or which other commodities will they be diversifying to, as it is important looking at the fact that this coal business, the world, not just South Africa, but the world at large, is moving away and going into greener energy sources of power, which is something that is truly amazing. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video. And like I always say, before you load or before you invest into Thungela, please do make sure that you do your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing into this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And God bless you all.